So the Bender Staff, what is it? Is it like Aang's Glider Staff? What is its story, and why is it worth my dollar donation to King of Theory's GoFundMe Avatar project? Well, like I said, this is inspired by Aang's Glider Staff, and is for true Avatar fans, as it is basically like the Star Wars lightsaber collectibles, for true Avatar fans being able to flex their love of the franchise to lesser Avatar fans. But I figured, since it's so unique, first of its kind really, why not make up some lore for it so you really get invested in it? But before I get started, please take a moment on both YouTube and TikTok to press that like button, as it really does help with getting this out to Avatar fans such as yourself. And comment down below your thoughts on both Avatar The Last Airbender and Avatar Legends of Korra, and what bender you would be. And ring that notification bell on YouTube so you know first when Avatar videos like this drop. And without further ado, this is King of Theory's Avatar Project Bender Staff lore. These events takes place between Season 2 and Season 3 of Legend of Korra, right after Harmonic Convergence, but during the time when Korra was dealing with the Spirit Vines in Republic City. During this time, the Order of the White Lotus approached Varrick with the task of wanting him to create a weapon that could either boost the Avatar or substitute for their presence if they were ever slain. With this fearful idea coming from the fact that Korra was almost taken out and the Avatar cycle was rebooted as a result of that. And they were willing to pay Varrick a large sum to do this request. But Varrick had no interest until they presented him the legendary items for which to forge this weapon. Items that they secretly spent decades collecting. Sokka's meteor sword, the teacup that once held the light spirit Raava in it, and the burnt remains of Aang's original glider staff. With all of these items having a deep connection to the Avatar, for example, with the glider staff remains before it got burned, helped Avatar Aang get through his adventures, and was even frozen with him in that iceberg for 100 years. Sokka's space sword had a deep bond with Sokka, as he found the meteorite and forged it with Master Piandao to create a powerful weapon, and because Sokka was part of the OG Team Avatar of Avatar Aang, through Sokka, Aang also has a connection with the sword. And the teacup once held the light spirit Raava, which is now the Avatar spirit that exists within all avatars. So of course, to create a new type of weapon for the Avatar that will boost their powers, / might create a weapon that could substitute the Avatar, the energy of Raava is still a little bit in the teacup. And with Varrick seeing all of this, he is more than happy to accept the White Lotus request and starts beginning work on this new weapon, as he uses the remains of Aang's glider staff to draw the energy from the teacup of Raava the light spirit. Now the energy is in the remains of the glider staff, and with melting down Sokka's space sword and combining a bunch of advanced circuitry that he's been working on, he studies the designs of air nomad glider staffs and decides to model this weapon after that, utilizing the Raava empowered glider staff remains as the core for this new glider staff, basically being the base for it. He then molds the space meteorite metal into the mold for this glider staff, having this new type of glider staff being made out of essentially steel and metal, iron and metal I mean, rather than wood, and having the fibers, the cloth for the wings of this glider staff being made out of different type of material, mainly that of cloth from the Fire Nation, so it would be fireproof. And once Varrick finishes work on it, just by grasping the new type of glider staff, a rush of elemental energy bursts, creating a wave of water, earth, fire, air. And Varrick's not even a bender, but because this staff was made with items that have a deep connection to the Avatar and is empowered by the energy of Raava, the current Avatar spirit, it essentially made the staff an Avatar in a way, granting those, benders or not, the ability to bend multiple elements like the Avatar. So of course, Varrick gets excited by this, realizing he can monopolize this, and he tells the Order of the White Lotus that he failed in his experiment. Not only that, but all of the items that they gave him, the rare legendary ones, exploded in a laboratory malfunction. Which of course made the Order of the White Lotus mad, but they knew the risk in doing this, so they decided to forgive Varrick and push all of this under the table. And this left Varrick alone to secretly mass produce what he would now call the Bender Staff, creating 200 plus copies of it. But because he didn't have the necessary items needed that would have a deep connection to the Avatar, and because he didn't have more of the Avatar spirit Raava's energy, these 200 copies weren't as strong, they couldn't generate the ability to bend the elements for the user. They could only generate lights and sounds that would simulate bending the elements. So he decided to sell them all to me, and I'm deciding to sell them all to you in the spirit of Eric. So if you like the story for the Bender Staff creation, if you like its lore, then please press that like button, like, share, subscribe, and follow on all platforms. Comment down below your favorite part of this lore story, and if this lore story needs a part 2, because there is a little bit more that I decided to leave out about how I was even able to enter the Avatar world to get these exclusive Bender Staff. And yeah, ring that notification bell so you know first when that video, part 2, drops. And yeah, just stay tuned for more Avatar content. Please go to my GoFundMe to support my Avatar project, the Bender Staff, because trust me, Star Wars has had it too good with their Star Wars collectible items. I mean, Star Wars Theory with his Theory Sabers, I want that type of quality for an authentic glider staff that allows a true Avatar fan to simulate bending not just air, but all of the elements, like Avatar Aang, like Avatar Korra, like all the avatars. So please just donate $1, because I've had 80,000 people tune in for one Avatar video on my TikTok. And I feel like if those people donated $1, heck, if people on my YouTube channel, which I've had like 2,000 views on an Avatar video, if those people each donate like $10, bro, we would already be at the races and I would be working on this to give to you. So please go support me, because I am serious about it. It'll be on the link. I'll put it on the video. So yeah, go to that website and donate whatever you can. I got about 100+ Avatar videos on my YouTube channel and on my TikTok account, for both under the same name, King of Theories. And I, for the longest time, wanted the creators of Avatar Studios or their parent company, Paramount, to come up with a Star Wars lightsaber product type of item for their iconic Avatar: The Last Airbender franchise. But what would that iconic and immersive item even be, you ask, that would make you feel like the Avatar in real life? The Bender Staff. I, King of Theories, am starting up a GoFundMe because I believe just how the lightsaber products have gone from just being cheap toys to being an intricate and advanced collector's item that is more than worth the money that you invest in them. I feel the same can be done with a real-life Air Nomad glider staff, because there's nothing like them. And because if something like that was made, we'll have more than what Avatar fans are even expecting of it. Because I'm talking about a true interactive collector's item for passionate Avatar fans such as yourself, unlike any other, inspired and modeled after Aang's glider staff, because Aang started out the entire franchise, the entire series, bro, the entire story. My GoFundMe goal for it is $24,000. But trust me, I have made TikTok videos that has had even more than 24,000 people, 5 times that amount. And I swear to God, if each of those people donated about $1, we'd already be off to the races with getting this amazing, first of its own kind product made and distributed to true Avatar fans, the Bender Staff. It would not only operate like Aang's glider staff, having both a staff mode and a glider mode, but it will have sound fonts that sound so crisp, that would be tied to motion sensory technology that will, for each movement of the Bender Staff, create a sound of you interacting with one of the 4 elements, just like how Aang does, just like how a real Avatar does. But it would be more modeled after, you know, Aang utilizing his staff, like the way he does in the first 3 seasons of Avatar, as well as buttons that will be barely noticeable, so you don't have to worry about it breaking the immersion, but will be labeled, allowing you to know what each button does. And each one will be tied to making the staff create a different unique bending sound, even without the need for the motion sensors to be on, allowing you to simulate bending on your own while holding the staff. See, I'm thinking about everything about this thing. And they will also be able to trigger sound fonts that are quotes of iconic characters from the OG series, like Aang's team Avatar. And maybe we'll add Korra, but we'll definitely have characters like Azula and Iroh. Each character having like about 10 quotes, giving you for like a total of maybe 80 quotes in general. And if that wasn't enough to get your nostalgia engines revving, the Bending Staff would have beautiful, bright, color-changing lighting that would be synced up with the bending sounds. Man, I'm so freaking hyped, man. The bending sounds and voice quotes to immerse you even more into becoming the Avatar. But of course, this all rides on getting the word out for my GoFundMe. And I'm starting out at a pretty big disadvantage because I have a small following on my social media platforms. So getting this out to the passionate true Avatar fans who would want to support this will be tough. I can also see time being a big issue, as hopefully if I reach my GoFundMe goal, then making sure that I can use the money to get the products made quick enough without cutting corners to make sure the Bending Staff keeps the quality I want them to have. And it will also play a big factor because The amount of bending staffs I'm aiming to make will be about 200 in count, because I'm calculating that each one will most likely cost around $100 to make, which is why I have my GoFundMe goal be so big, not to mention shipping costs. And because most of the time before and after reaching the amount of $24,000 needed to properly make and distribute the product to the buyers will, also be put to making sure I get in contact with the people with the necessary skills needed to create the sound fonts, deal with crafting and the functionality of the staff, as well as the lining it up with the proper audio, light up and motion sensor circuitry. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot. I ain't going to lie. And don't even get me started on making sure each one has a glide mode. That's going to be the cherry on top, the most unique aspect. What makes the glider staff from the Avatar franchise so unique in general. But, simply put, it's going to be a large order, which will demand a lot of work and money, which I want to be heading the charge for. Why I'm so excited and pumped to, get this out to you and hopefully get your support, because, bro, the next 3 years from when I'm making this GoFundMe will be filled to the brim with new Avatar content from both Avatar Studios and Netflix. Enough to create double the already millions of Avatar fans that is not only out there, but will want something personal to the Avatar franchise to make themselves feel like the Avatar in real life. So please go check out my GoFundMe. And if you like what you see, read, and hear, then please go support by donating, as well as sharing the story of my efforts to give Avatar fans something truly special to reward their love of the franchise with as many Avatar fans that heck, share it with people in general, since anyone who donates who also would be interested in purchasing a bender staff will be notated. So when I reach the goal and finish getting all 200 bending staffs made, those who donated will get a discount of half of the chosen price for them, guaranteed. Also, if I somehow end up getting near twice the amount for my GoFundMe goal, then I will, of course, double the amount of bender staffs made and distributed, while also making it so all the proceeds from the bender staff sold go into making more bender staffs. So those who donated but weren't able to buy any still gets a good, fair chance to purchase them later on. And we're not just talking about bender staffs. I'm talking about Avatar-inspired stickers to decorate your bender staffs, make it more personalized to you. Heck, even air bending tattoo marking stickers to make yourself feel more like Aang, like Avatar Yang Chen. But hey, this could lead to a true Avatar business. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm so passionate about the series and franchise. That's why I made 100+ Avatar videos on my account, and why I plan to make 1,000 more. So please, at the very least, go check out those videos, see my passion in making them, and hopefully you'll understand why I'm making this GoFundMe to create this true, interactive, intricate, one-of-a-kind, truly the first of many Avatar collectible for true Avatar fan collectors. So yeah, thank you for staying to the end. Please go check out my GoFundMe, and if you can, support however you can. And yeah, stay great.